The #1 selling product of its kind with over 20 years of research and innovation. Botox Cosmetic, out of botulinum toxin A, is a prescription medicine used to temporarily make moderate to severe frown lines, crow's feet, and forehead lines look better in adults.
Effects of Botox Cosmetic may spread hours to weeks after injection, causing serious symptoms. Alert your doctor right away as difficulty swallowing, speaking, breathing, eye problems, or muscle weakness may be a sign of a life-threatening condition. Patients with these conditions before injection are at highest risk. Don't receive Botox Cosmetic if you have a skin infection. Side effects may include allergic reactions, injection site pain, headache, eyebrow and eyelid drooping, and eyelid swelling. Allergic reactions can include rash, welts, asthma symptoms, and dizziness. Tell your doctor about medical history, muscle or nerve conditions including ALS or Lou Gehrig's disease, myasthenia gravis, or Lambert-Eaton syndrome, and medications, including botulinum toxins, as these may increase the risk of serious side effects. For full safety information, visit BotoxCosmetic.com or call 877-351-0300.
See for yourself at BotoxCosmetic.com.
And we're back with Canva Presents Secret Sounds Work Edition. Caller, guess this sound.
It's a mouse click.
So close. That's actually publishing a website with Canva Docs. Next caller.
Definitely a mouse click.
Nice try. It was sorting 100 sticky notes with a Canva whiteboard. We also would have accepted resizing a Canva video into 10 different sizes.
What? No way.
Yes way. One click can go a long way. Love your work at canva.com.
And now, stop me if you've heard this before on the Toddcast podcast.
Abby Simpson is a published author you may know from The Dragon and the Butterfly. It's out now. She's a great follow on social media. At Abby the Tweet on Twitter, chirping about sports and food, culture, TV, writing, opinions in general. Abby used to work in promotions in radio. She did that for about 10 years, but she's now focused on writing and the craft. And when Abby was a guest, we talked about binging historical dramas, the music of Joni Mitchell, Tears for Fears, and Bob Marley, the great Stephen King, the story of Bob Dylan's Like a Rolling Stone, the death of Eddie Van Halen came up. So did Trump, the Raptors, the NHL, COVID playoffs. And stop me if you've heard this before. Abby shared her first concert story and something extra special involving her dad.
The first concert I went to for myself, like not because I would go to shows with I remember I helped introduce the Tragically Hip on stage when I was like 3. That was fun.
What? How awesome is that?
Yeah, because it was like really like, what was it? It would have been 88. So they were just breaking, if you will. Like it was like their early career, and they did a show at Harris Park in London, Ontario. And my dad was one of the music directors across the country who was like on their music right away. Right. And when they came and they did this show, I think it was a free show in Harris Park. My dad did the like introduction from the stage, and he brought me out with him. So I got to into the microphone. The Tragically Hip.
Oh, that's so rad.
Yeah.
What a cool memory.
Definitely. So, but the first one I went to for myself was Hanson. Yes, it's true.
I'll have my editors edit that out.
Thank you.
Save you some
there's
space.
A couple bleeps now, huh?
But that probably was still pretty good. Like they're a pretty good band, weren't they?
Yeah. Like they were that differed from like the NSYNCs and the Backstreet Boys of that era were that they were obviously a band, right? So
and they were all brothers, were they not? Like that's the Hanson.
They were, the Hanson brothers, but not the hockey ones.
But the hockey ones far superior to the Hanson singing ones.
Also 12-year-old, 13-year-old me would have viciously disagreed with you. But they did. They wrote their own songs. They played their own instruments. When the industry gave up on them, 2-3 years after they broke through, right. They started their own record label and continued doing their thing. Yeah, they continued doing their thing they're still doing it actually. I just gave up on them in 2008 when Zach Hanson said he was disappointed that Obama won the election.
You're like, that's it, I'm done.
I was already kind of like, all of their music's starting to sound the same. Yeah. I'm, moving past this a little bit. Then that happened, and I was like, oh.
Yeah, I can't support
indicative of my taste in men, because Zach Hanson was like my big teenage crush, like big.
Stop Me If You've Heard This Before on the Toddcast podcast is powered by the Home Dwell Group. Buying a house? Selling your home? Contact Kyle at homedwell.ca today.
Can you actually change your personality if you want to? How does peer pressure work, and why is it so powerful? Should you ever really trust your gut when you make a big decision? These are just a few of the topics we've recently covered on my podcast, Something You Should Know. I'm the host, Mike Carruthers, and each episode of Something You Should Know covers multiple topics that are likely relevant to you. You'll discover things you can use in your life today, right now, like how to have a great conversation, how to be more courageous, the anatomy of the perfect apology, and much, much more. To date, there are over 1,000 episodes of Something You Should Know, and we've gotten over 4,000 mostly 5-star reviews. I invite you to check out Something You Should Know. Look for the bright yellow light bulb on the blue background. Something You Should Know, wherever you listen to podcasts.
I'm Amy Nicholson, the film critic for the LA Times.
And I'm Paul Scheer, an actor, writer, and director. You might know me from The League, Veep, or my non-eligible for Academy Award role in Twisters.
We love movies, and we come at them from different perspectives.
Yeah, like Amy thinks that, Joe Pesci was miscast in Goodfellas, and I don't.
He's too old. Let's not forget that Paul thinks that Dune 2 is overrated.
It is.
Anyway, despite this, we come together to host Unspooled, a podcast where we talk about good movies, critical hits,
fan favorites, must-sees, and in case you missed them.
We're talking Parasite to Home Alone.
From Grease to The Dark Knight.
We've done deep dives on popcorn flicks. We've talked about why Independence Day deserves a second look.
And we've talked about horror movies, some that you've never even heard of, like Ganja and Hess.
So if you love movies like we do, come along on our cinematic adventure.
Listen to Unspooled wherever you get your podcasts.
And don't forget to hit the follow button.
Have you ever heard about the 19th century French actress with so many lovers that they formed a lovers' union? Or what about the Aboriginal Australian bandit who faked going into labor just to escape the police, which she did escape from them. It was a great plan. How about the French queen who murdered her rival with poison gloves? I'm Ann Foster, host of the feminist women's history comedy podcast, Vulgar History. Every week I share the saga of a woman from history whose story you probably didn't already know, and you will never forget after you hear it. Sometimes we re-examine well-known people like Cleopatra or Pocahontas, sharing the truth behind their legends. Sometimes we look at the scandalous women you'll never find in a history textbook. Listen to Vulgar History wherever you get podcasts. And if you're curious, the people I was talking about before, the Australian woman is named Marianne Bugg, and the French actress was named Rochelle, no last name, just Rochelle. And the queen who poisoned her rival is Catherine de' Medici. I have episodes about all of them.